Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So if you can't tell already by the title and by the thumbnail and by this look right now, I'm going to be creating this Halloween SheDevil makeup look. I had so much fun filming and creating this look for you guys. You have no idea. I'm not going to talk too much right now because I'm going to be talking in the video and telling you guys what's up. Without further ado, if you want to see how to achieve this SheDevil sexy ass look, keep on watching. Alright you guys, what's up? Welcome back. So I started today's look off with a bald cap. I look a little crazy, but you know, it's all good. And I am going to start with my brows off first when it comes to this look. And I'm not hiding my brows. I'm actually going to color them in with a black eyeliner. You can use black eyeshadow if you don't have eyeliner, or you can use black paint. But whatever you have that's black is black, then you use that. And it was kind of uncomfortable making my eyebrows so dark because it looks so crazy against my plain skin and the white wall right now. It just looks a little funny. So instead of picking concealer, because I don't want the concealer to mix with the red paint, I'm using a makeup wipe to clean up the edges of my eyebrows. And now I'm going to start to create some bone structure on the forehead. I'm completely inspired by ELLIMACS here on YouTube. I'll link her channel down below. I was in love with her SheDevil and I was like, ooh, I have to do this and put my own twist on it, of course. But you can definitely check her out down below. So I'm creating some bone structure with cotton and latex and a little bit of Pros-aide, which is another type of adhesive. And I'm going to be pretty much making it in like a curvy M shape, which you can kind of see right now. And once I have the shape down, I'll go back and put some more liquid latex all over the cotton to smooth it out and kind of mesh it into one big bone piece, if that makes sense. And the horns are going to fit right in the little cups at the end of those M's where it curves, as you can see. So I just needed there to be something that the horns could mesh into, because if I just put them on my forehead without any bone structure, they would look a little out of place because it would look like they're just like floating on your head. So this is going to help give the illusion that the horns are also deep into our head. But right now I'm just going to be messing with it, so just go ahead and just keep on watching. Okay, so now time for the horns. When I first made my horns, I did it a couple days before this, and they were way too big, so I didn't even use them. I made these short little ones that just ended up being so much better than the big ones. And the good thing about it being aluminum foil and black electrical tape is that it's very flexible. You can curve the horns into whatever direction you want. They're really easy to work with, and they're super duper light because it's just aluminum foil, and you probably already have this stuff in your house already, so it's very cheap, very easy to do. So I just took a bunch of aluminum foil, a little sheet of it, and then I just rolled it up and I cut the edges to make them a little bit sharp at the tip, and then I'm wrapping the tape all around it. And it's okay if you overlap the first layer of tape and everything like that, because it just gives a really cool like horn texture to it. Like I said, super easy to make. So once you're done with that, just measure them, make sure that they're the same size, make sure that they really go deep into that cotton that we made, because we want to diffuse any harshness, so we want to make it all look like one, like these are really coming out of our head. So once they look good, move your head around a little bit, make sure that they're not going to fall off. We will go in with an adhesive later on just to really stick them on there, but just to make sure that they're cupped in there. I am going to take some red spray paint, and this is hair paint, not spray paint, but it is kind of like a spray paint. It doesn't matter. Okay, anyways. So I'm just going to spray my whole head with this, and the fumes were really, really strong, you guys, so I had to do this off camera because it was just way too much, and I was scared to get it on the white wall behind me. So once you do that, I'm taking some red cream color. I like to go in with cream paints when I really want a full opaqueness to the look. I did order some Mayron water activated paints that weren't in the mail at this time. They came literally the next day after I filmed this. So I worked with cream paints because it's what I have, but it is a really nice base when you definitely want to go over with a shadow. It just captures the color very, very well. It is a very greasy feel to it, but we will go in with the beauty sponge to pick up any excess product and to also even out the color. Since we are going in with the brush, it is kind of streaky, and we want to make sure the streakiness is gone before we, coat it with the layer of red eyeshadow. So I'm dragging this all the way down and just pretty much covering my face. So again, just go ahead and keep on watching. So once you have that red on there and everything is nice and set, I did take some yellow cream paint to start some highlighting. And I'm leaving this in because I want to leave in all of my mistakes. So I decided not to actually do the cream paint because when I started to blend it out with the brush and everything, it really wasn't doing much. So whatever was left on my face, I did decide to just blend out pretty much as thin as I possibly can. And then I go in with the yellow eyeshadow on top of it. And then that's when it really works the way I want to, because you know what, it just was not working this way. I don't know why, it just was not really highlighting the way I needed it to. Going in with the yellow just adds this great dimension for the SheDevil. Since we are red, we want to highlight with a normal concealer shade. So doing a yellow really made this pop, and I loved this little trick. So I just highlighted the regular areas that I normally would, underneath my eyes, my chin, down the bridge of my nose, on my forehead, and I believe a little bit above my lip, and I do go underneath my cheekbones. So I was going to fill in the bone structure with some cream paint that I used for my face, but I just knew it wasn't going to work, so I took that red paint that we sprayed the top of our head with just to fill it in, and then I just dragged that paint all over it, and then that ended up working pretty good. And then I, of course, set that with the red eyeshadow, and we'll do some shading later on towards the end. That'll be one of the last things we do. So I just was worrying about painting it red right now and letting that dry, and then we'll go ahead and start with the horns. So what we're going to use to make them stick, I did first use liquid latex and a little bit of cotton, but I don't know why I did that. It didn't work, especially because the latex was not really sticking on top of the paint very well. But I totally forgot that I had Pros-aide, which is the best adhesive. It will stick on any type of surface, stick to anything you want it to. So I ended up doing that because you'll see in a little bit that my horn falls off. But I kept all of this in, you guys, because I was just going with the flow, seeing where the look took me. So I'm leaving everything in so you guys know, like, I even mess up sometimes. But I came to realization, like, come on, Monica, you knew you had this. I had just gotten it too, and it's the best adhesive ever. But I feel like I've been talking 5 minutes about this adhesive. It's just the best, okay? I really, really love it. So now that we have our horns on there, you can shape them how you want. You can mess with them a little bit. Just make sure you put some pressure on there so they're really, really stuck. And then I'm going to take a little bit of cotton just to hide a little bit more on this horn since it wasn't really like the other one. You know, you just fix it as you go. Ain't no big deal. You can do what you want, girl. And then I cover it with red, and then I start to spray a little bit of black, and then it also gets on my forehead, and I was like, crap, I didn't mean to do that. But I ended up going with the black all over my head later on anyway, so it did actually work out. So now for the eyeshadow, I don't have any base on my eyeshadow. I forgot to put a primer or concealer or anything like that. I just left it blank, and I started to highlight the brow bone with yellow, and then I'll go in with orange, and then a little bit of red, and then black all over the lid. Just a really quick little smoky eye. Oh, and by the way, all of the eyeshadows that I'm using are that Carity matte palette that I showed you guys earlier. Those are all the eyeshadows that I'm using are from that palette, just in case you were wondering. So once your eyes are nice and smoky, I'm going to take some black liner. I put some of the gel liner on the tip of this brush, and I started to just elongate the blackness from the eye out, kind of like eyelashes that are connected to my skin in a way. I guess eyelashes are kind of connected to your skin because they're on your face. Okay, never mind. I'll think about that later. But I'm just elongating the black and making it look like I have some eyelashes just to add some more drama for when I put on the false lashes in just a little bit. I do that off camera, by the way, and I use 2 of the Ardell Wispy lashes just stacked on top of each other. And now I'm going to use some black eyeshadow and begin the shading around the bone piece. I also do some shading on the head, and I start to bring stuff down on my neck and all that kind of stuff later on. But right now we're going to be doing a little bit of shading. And yeah, it's a pretty easy thing to do. You don't really have to think about it much. Just kind of go over it wherever you feel as needed, and you'll be, ready to go. So now I'm going to take some more Pros-aide, and then these little like black horns that I got from Target last Halloween. They're self-adhesive, but just to make sure that they stick, I put some Pros-aide, and I just wanted to add a little bit of something else to the look. So when I was going through some stuff for this look, I just found these in my like old Halloween collection. I was like, oh my god, perfect, I can definitely use these today. So I put them down the middle, and then I put a couple on each side, kind of right above my temple. And you can really put these wherever you want. I didn't really know where I wanted to put them. I was going to put some like all around like the bottom part of the M, but I just decided to just put them in those 3 spots. But you can really get away with putting them anywhere at this point. Just whatever, whatever feels good to you. So I took the red body paint and I put it all over my body, and then put a little bit of that red spray paint as well and a little bit of shadow. And I decided to take the black just to thin out the neck and the shoulder area. And then I take a Wet n Wild black jumbo pencil, and I use that as a black lipstick because I didn't have one. And then I do go in with some black eyeshadow just to make it matte and to really lock it in, since it was like a jumbo eyeliner pencil, not a lipstick. I wanted it to be completely matte, no shine. So I do that as well. And then I just add some additional shading where I see it that it's needed. I just draw some lines on the side of my head and fill in some more gaps and deepen the bone structure a little bit more. And then we take the red spray paint and we're going to spray our hands and our arms and just go for it. And then just to have an other like touch of black just to make everything look, you know, like it's like meant to be together. I don't know. I couldn't find the words. So, but once they're red, we're going to get some of the black and spray it on our fingertips. And then it'll kind of just make everything flow together. And that is how you become a she-devil. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. And I'll check you guys out in my next one. Bye, guys.